start. This is the review for Chapter 1 test, which will be tomorrow. And I'll just go through each problem. I'm recording it, so if you want to watch it at the end of the period or tonight, you can. Okay, so the first thing we do is plug in 1.5 for x. I should stop for a second. Do you have your review? I can take it. Okay. Okay, so it'll be 2 times 1.5 squared minus 1.5 over 3. And then just simplify.
Oh, where? 4. Shoot. Did you give me yours?
No, we're not. I haven't graded them.
Oh, sorry.
I'm just going through it.
Oh.
Okay. 1.5 squared times 2 minus 1.5 divided by 3 is 4. Maybe. 4. Okay. This is helpful. Okay. Let's see if it works. Is 4. Nope, doesn't work. That's nice. Okay. Well, it's 4.
Okay.
Number 2, same thing. We're going to put in 2.5 for A, negative 8 for B. So 2 times 2.5 is 5. Negative 8 minus 5 is negative 13. And the absolute value of negative 13 is positive 13. Then I multiply it by the negative 1 on the outside, becomes negative 13. That's the answer here. I'm getting closer to a pen. Yes. Okay. Use I equals PRT, the formula for simple interest over T years, to find I when P is 2,500, the rate is 8.5%, and T is 30 months. And so the important part here is to recognize that 8.5% has to be converted to a decimal. So I equals principal, which is 2,500, times the rate, which is 0.085, times time, which is 30. And when you, yeah.
Okay, those three numbers together is 6,300.
Is there a decimal?
No.
Okay.
I times it by 0.085.
So 2,500 times 0.085 times 30. 6375. Okay. All right. Sets of numbers to which each belong. Remember, for sets of numbers, we have the real number system is the overall number system. Then under the real, we have rational. Yeah, rational and irrational. And then under rational, we have integers, whole, natural. And then the irrational is just irrational. There's no subset. So 1.82, I can make this a fraction. So it's rational. It's real. And I think that's it. Rational and real. It's not an integer. It's not a whole number. It's not a natural number. And it's not irrational. This, remember, if there's ever a square root, that doesn't automatically make it irrational. It's only if you can't simplify. So the square root of 25 is actually 5. 5 is real. It's an integer. It's a whole number. It's a natural number. So it's all 4 of those.
Isn't it counting number?
That's a natural number. Real, integer, whole, and natural. 5, 6 is rational and real. Not an integer, whole, or natural number. Okay, name each property. This one's the inverse property because this is 5 over 11 times 11 over 5. This is 11 over 5, and anything times its reciprocal equals 1, which is the inverse property. And technically, it's the multiplicative inverse, but if you put inverse, it's okay. Negative AB plus 0 is negative AB. That's the identity. Identity, not phi. Simplify. So I'm going to go ahead and distribute here the 1/4 in. So I'll get 3v minus 2 plus, and then when I throw the 2 into both, 12v plus 2. Combine, 15v is what I get.
I just put distributive property.
Oh.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
That's all right. Just says simplify, so.
Yeah.
Okay. Write an algebraic expression to represent the verbal expression 10 less than the cube of a number. Okay. Solve each equation. Divide both sides by 4 and simplify. Here, subtract 3x and 2. So that's 2x equals 22. And then here, it's an absolute value, so I've got to set up two different equations. The first one will be 2x plus 3 equals 7, and the second is 2x plus 3 equals negative 7. Equals negative 7. There's always two equations when you have an absolute value. So subtract 3, I get 2x equals 4. X equals 2. Subtract 3, I get 2x equals negative 10. X equals negative 5. So the solution is 2 and negative 5. I could do the squigglies, but no, but that's what that means. It's exactly 2, exactly negative 5. This is fine. Okay, in order to do an absolute value equation, the first thing you always have to do is isolate the absolute value on one side. So I'm going to divide both sides by 4, and then set up my two equations. X equals 8, x equals negative 4. Okay, the sum of twice a number and 6 is 28. What is the number? Subtract 6, 2x equals 22, x equals 11. Lana ordered concert tickets that cost $7.50 for children and $12 for adults. She ordered 8 more children's tickets than adults. Her total bill was $138. How many of each type did she order? So I'll call the children's tickets C, the adults' tickets A, and I know $7.50 times the number of children tickets I sell plus $12 times the number of adult tickets I sell equals $138. And I also know that she ordered 8 more children's tickets than adults. So children's tickets is adults plus 8. So I can just substitute this in for C here. Simplify 750A plus, what is that, 56 plus 4? 80? 60? Sure. Okay. So combine my A's, and I have, what, 1950A. And then if I subtract 60 over there, what is that? 178?
138 minus 60? 78.
I mean 78, that's what I meant. Thank you. And then divide 78 by 1950. 4. So there were 4 adult tickets, which means there were 12 children's tickets because there were 8 more children than adults. Okay. Solve each inequality. So I'm just going to add 5 to both sides. And then graph it on the number line. So greater than 12, so it's going to be an open circle at 12. And it's greater than that. This one, I could distribute the 2n, or I could just divide both sides by 2. Doesn't matter. So I'm going to just divide both sides by 2. Less than or equal to 24, closed circle, and to the left. Okay, this one, I'll go ahead and do so I'll add 17 to both sides. That is 12 is less than 6n is less than or equal to 30. Divide by 6.
Is it just 29? Wait, okay, never mind. I can't add.
So n is between 2 and 5. 2 is open, 5 is closed, and it's between the 2. Okay. When you've got a variable on more than just the middle, treat it like 2 different inequalities. Oh, I guess it is. It's or. I didn't see the or. So 7v plus 6 less than or equal to negative 22. And 11 minus v is less than 19. So subtract 6, which is negative 28, divide by 7, and then subtract 11. 18, 8, I can't do it either. And then divide by negative 1, flip my sign. So v is less than or equal to negative 4, and greater than or equal to negative 8. So it's going to be between those two. Okay, absolute value inequalities. Remember to set up 2 different inequalities. The first one is exactly as written without the absolute value symbol. The second one is as written, change your sign, make it negative. So x is greater than 4, or x is less than negative 2. What? Oh, yes, it is. Greater than 6. And it's open here, less than or less than, yep. And like that.
Why do you have a second?
Because it's absolute value.
So there's going to be 2 different solutions. It's an absolute.
Because if I put 6 in here, 6 minus 2 is 4. And absolute value of 4, everything greater than 4, I mean, it's equal to 4, but. And then I put negative 2 in. Negative 2 minus 2 is 4, negative 4. Absolute value of negative 4 is also 4. So there's going to be 2 solutions. Same thing here. I've got to set up 2 different ones. 2x plus 3 is less than or equal to 5, or 2x plus 3 is greater than or equal to negative 5. Subtract 3, 2x is less than or equal to 2. Subtract 3, 2x is greater than or equal to negative 4. So it's less than 1, greater than or equal to negative 4. And it's closed in between. I'll go to the bonus at the end. So solve for p. Well, anytime you've got p in more than one term, factor it out. When I pull a p out of itself, there's 1 left. Plus RT, divide by 1 plus RT. So p is equal to a divided by 1 plus RT. The table shows the maximum speeds of people on different rides at an amusement park. And I think I have to convert the speed into kilometers, from kilometers to hour to minutes, miles per minute.
I thought it was meters per minute. Is it miles?
Yeah, it could be meters. Yeah,
I did meters per minute. 'cause
Okay.
I realized that.
I'll have to look. Maybe it is, because MI might be miles. Okay, so let's go from kilometers to meters. So I have 30, maybe. It was doing so well. To get from kilometers to meters, you're going to move the decimal over 3 places. So in meters per hour, it would be 3,000 when I move it over 3 places. It'd be 3, I add,
Don't you divide it by...
well, that would be meters per hour. And then I have to go to from hours to minutes. So if I do it the correct way, I start this way. I go 1 kilometer is 1,000 meters. 1 hour is 60 minutes. And then I'm done. Because my kilometers cancel, my hours cancel, and I'm left with meters per minute. So I take 30 times 1,000 and divide it by 60. 500. And now to go backwards, I'm going to start with 100 meters per 1 minute. And I'm going to go from 1,000 meters in 1 kilometer. And minutes on top, so 60 minutes in 1 hour. I always check my units before I do it just to make sure I end up with, oh, it goes here, kilometers per hour, which is what I'm trying to get to. So I have 100 times 60 and divide that by 1,000. 6. Okay. And that's, oh, then I do this one. The maximum speed on the carousel is 15,000 centimeters per minute. Compare the maximum speed on the carousel to the maximum speeds on the whirlybird and the Ferris wheel. So let's just put it to minutes or meters per minute, because we already have that column on the whirlybird and Ferris wheel. So if I take 15,000, geez, come on. Why? 15,000 centimeters per minute. And there are 10 centimeters in 1 meter.
No, 100.
Yes, you're right. 10 centimeters and 10 millimeters in 1 centimeter, but okay, 100. Yep. So I'm just going to take, I just cancel my zeros. It's 150. So compare that to the other two. It was 150. So it's going to be faster than the Ferris wheel, but slower than the whirlybird.
I did that one wrong, the last question. I converted the whirlybird and the Ferris wheel to centimeters.
Well, that's fine. It's just more work.
Well, I didn't answer the question on what was fastest and what was
Oh,
slowest.
you're just supposed to compare them, I guess. So
Oh.
that's what compare means.
I
Like,
compared it mentally.
yeah. Okay, let's go back to the bonus. Okay. So find the value of k so that the equation has the solution set -5. Well, what does that mean?
Negative 5 and for x
And for k?
or k.
Or Yeah, and in for x. Yeah, because the solution set means when you solve it, x equals what? When it's in those little things, that's the answer. So x is -5.
Oh, it was that easy?
Yes.
Oh, I just kind of had a brain fart and I was like, nope.
So -5 plus 3 is -2 times 4 is -8. And then I've got to distribute -15 plus 5k. Then we add 15. And we get 7 equals 5k. So k is equal to 7/5.
I don't know.
Cheers out. That was
Okay.
pretty easy.
Yeah.
This chapter test is going to be.
You just had to know what that meant. It just means that's the value of x that makes that equation true. So,
Did you turn in your review?
yeah.
Yeah. I got all of them done except for the last one.
So test is tomorrow. I will not be here. Mrs. Fennell is here tomorrow.
Oh, yay. But,
She's the best.
Yes, she is. Okay. I will stop recording.